Hello again and welcome to AskTinaK. Today's problem is from a lady. She's 67 years old and she's been separated since 1992. She moved home with her parents in Dublin originally after leaving the marital home, but then moved into sheltered accommodation, a woman's shelter. Her ex-husband was very abusive. He used to say he owned her and that she was his property. He was a businessman, and he said that she had deserted him. He also made himself bankrupt so he wouldn't have to give her any money. But because he actually had the house, she had left, and he was in work, he actually got custody of the two children. After a while, she moved back down the country to be near her children, but unfortunately by that time, she didn't have access to them. I think the husband had more or less made sure that they felt that she had left the marital home and that she had abandoned them. So it's been very, very difficult over the years. There are now 3 grandchildren, which she has never seen. They also never got to see her parents, their grandparents. Now, both her siblings and her parents are dead, and she has been left the family home in Dublin, which she is doing up at the moment. At the moment, she is in, social accommodation. And the thing is, she's wondering, she's very lonely because she has spent a life wishing and hoping that she will get to speak to her children again. She sends them presents, she sends them Christmas and birthday cards, and also to the grandchildren, but never gets a reply. So she's wondering, is there any way around this? Also, her parents stipulated in the will that under no circumstances were her children to inherit the family home when she dies, because they had never had anything to do with the grandparents. So she's wondering, is there any way, have I any suggestions as to what she should do going forward? The very, very first thing you should do is contact your solicitor and find out what were the actual terms of your separation. You have never got a divorce from your husband, even though, it's so many years ago. So you need to make sure that when you have been left this house already, that he has no comeback on it for, any financial comeback on it for you abandoning the family or whatever. It's terribly important for you now to make a will. And you can't leave it to your children because your parents have particularly stipulated that. But how do you feel about your grandchildren? I'm guessing you've never met them, so you really don't know. So that's a difficult one. You say you don't have any friends, but everybody's got somebody tucked away somewhere. Do you have anyone that you think enough of that you would want to leave them your home when you die? If not, have you got a particular favourite charity? What about that women's shelter that took you in when you were in a very bad way? That might be an idea. You could, you could think about giving some of the money to them. Now, in the meantime, what I would be inclined to do, if you really, really don't have anyone that you want to leave the money to or can leave the money to, I would think about taking out a big life loan on your house. That will give you plenty of money to restart your life, start living again, travel, go out, for dinner, do all the things that you've always wanted to do, but you haven't been able to do because you've been strapped for cash or whatever. Taking out a life loan will mean there is big interest on it at the end of the day, but not until after you die. Then whoever you take out the life loan with will reclaim the money plus substantial interest. So that'll eat away a lot of any inheritance that your children may be expecting. Continue to send birthday cards and Christmas cards and presents, whatever, to your grandchildren. At this stage, I think you're seriously going to have to give up on your own children. They've made it quite clear they want nothing to do with you, and it's like, you know, poking at an open wound. It's never going to get better. So at least your grandchildren who you don't really know and you've had nothing to do with, as they get older, it will be up to them whether they want to make contact with you. I know it's a supreme effort to try and make new friends, but now you will be in a better place. You'll have your own home. You can invite people, you know, back to your place or whatever and make new friends. It is difficult to start out again, but you are now going to be in a much, much better place, both financially and in your accommodation. So I would seriously think about that, trying to broaden your circle of friends. And it's amazing if you can, you know, pick out one or two really good people that you enjoy their company. Well, then, you know, it's going to open up a whole new realm for you, because they will have other friends and they will have other interests. So you can take it from there. But as I say, your main thing, the very first thing you must do is to talk to a good solicitor about that house that you own now, and the fact that you are only separated. Now, I know when I got separated, my solicitor said the only difference between separation and divorce is divorce gives you the right to remarry. But I want to know, no, you want to know, what was stipulated when you got that separation. Was it that he would have no comeback on you at any time during your life or afterwards, and that you would have no comeback on him financially or otherwise? That is the most important thing. Also, that your children don't have any claim to your estate. That you need to wrap that up, because that was what your parents wanted. So I wish you the best of luck. It's a very difficult one, but I think you really are going to have to give up on the idea of constantly trying over all these years to make contact with your children, because they actually don't want to know, and it's terribly sad. But you had to leave because you were in such a bad position, and I think you were very, very brave to do it. I mean, to move out, leaving your children behind, and to end up in a shelter, you know, that is a very difficult thing to do. So I really hand it to you. It was a very brave thing to do. And to anyone else out there who's watching this, who've been down the same road, it is not easy. No mother walks out on her children for no good reason. It's a very difficult thing to do. So think about all those things, and your first stop is your solicitor to wrap all that up. And do think about the life loan. I mean, you know, why not? It'll give you a bunch of money to start out again and to have a good life as long as it lasts. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this, please like, share and subscribe. And I will also be sharing on Facebook and Instagram. So till the next time, oh yes, and any problems to AskTinaK@gmail.com. I always forget that one, and I wouldn't be here without you. So it's AskTinaK@gmail.com. Bye.